Khabib Abdulmanapovich Nurmagomedov. This is my, correctly.
Oh, you're freestyling. You're making stuff up now, but it's okay.
DC, this is your friend. Get his name right. Come on.
Listen, I'm sorry. Khabib Abdulmanapovich Nurmagomedov. Okay, I know how to pronounce it. It just occurred to me to look it up after I filmed everything, okay? I'm sorry. I knew what the name meant. I just took it at face value and assumed it was one of the other million alternate spellings of the name, okay? I'm sorry. Enjoy me butcher his name like a Western pleb for the last time. I hope you can accept my apology.
У меня уже был сын Магомед. Забит Магомед Шарипов. Рашид Магомедов. Магомедов Тигр. Магомед Анкалаев.
Well, I take it back then. I guess we can say
I've heard it both ways.
With all the pressure on yourself yet again, you rise above it and turn in a near perfect performance. Congratulations on your second successful title defense. How do you feel, sir?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Honestly, I don't know why I have so much.
Honestly, I don't know why I have so much. That right there, that small one-liner literally changed my outlook on life. I explain how later in this video so I don't break up its structure too much. Let's get started on why Khabib Nurmagomedov is so likable and why I call him the ultimate role model. Hopefully it goes over better than this conversation. I'm just glad that if you love him so much, why don't you marry him wasn't dropped at any point. Fingers crossed, maybe we'll get one in the comments. But yeah, to be fair, that was like my 10th IG story on Khabib in the past 2 days, so touche, I guess. But I just turned 22 years old, and this guy's inspiring me to be a better person. I'm just so glad kids can grow up looking up to him. My eyes have welled up with tears more times than I can count on 2 hands in the past week. The whole post-fight was such a powerful moment in history with all the backstory. Here's why I think he's the ultimate role model.
За все его качества можно его уважать, за то, что у него есть все при нем есть. И человек и в исламе, и уважительно относится к старшим, к младшим. Ну, я считаю, это пример для молодежи, для любого подрастающего поколения. Один из примеров это Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Knows he's a role model. He lives like it. None of that Charles Barkley stuff. I mean, I know where he's coming from. He's not there to raise your kids. He just wants to play some ball.
I am not a role model. Just because I dunk a basketball doesn't mean I should raise your kids.
Which is fair. And I actually think Chuck is a better role model than he thinks. But there are levels to this. Khabib probably has Uncle Ben in his ear because he sees the power he has. And all he sees it as is a huge responsibility. What better role model to have than one that's aware they are one?
Большое спасибо. В 2008 году, когда я начинал это, и когда 12 году я первый раз дрался в UFC, очень многие не верили, очень многим это было невозможно. Я простой парнишка из обычного горного села Дагестана, приехал сюда. Вчера мне брат даже говорит, Google сказал, что ты самый обсуждаемый человек на планете. Я просто не мог в это поверить, потому что просто вы сами представляете, да, у меня даже головы этого сегодня. Я просто хотел вместе с отцом мы шли, просто хотел стать чемпионом. У меня даже в мыслях не было, что вот так все может на мои плечи окажется. Алхамдулилля.
Ты стал менее активно рассказывать своим родителям по на общественным вопросам в соцсетях или менее остро, скажем, как это делать? Как ты перестал это делать, потому что понял, что это может влиять как так положительно, и, наверное, не стоит этого делать? В этом смысл, внимательно.
Ну, молчать тоже не получается. Постоянно молчишь, а я о чем ты не высказываешься. Потом говоришь, потом говоришь, нет, это вот так. Просто сколько людей, столько мнений, да? Если там нужно высказать, я выскажусь. Если там где-то необходимо на мои высказывания. И самое главное, что наши инструкции. Самое главное, нужно посмотреть, высказаться в той или иной ситуации. Это принесет пользу или вред больше. Если вреда больше, лучше промолчать. Ну, пару лет назад у меня не было этого в голове. Вот я считал, я высказывался. Но сейчас тоже я могу где-то высказаться. Но сейчас я могу где-то посмотреть рационально, говорить, что так, подумать. Принесет пользу, то вперед. Если не принесет пользу, то нет смысла высказываться.
You know, I always control myself, because I have to control. A lot of people around, maybe women, maybe kids, if even if they not stay around, they can watch me, because everybody have camera right now, I have to keep myself, I know it's very hard. But you have to, when you're professional, when you're one of the most popular athlete in the world, a lot of people follow you, you have to be a little bit humble. You have to be humble, and for me, it's not easy too, because all my life I fight in street, all the time. I grew up in Dagestan.
Разницы нету, ты там уборщик или ты там президент, разницы нету. Разницы нету, ты там депутат или там, я не знаю, прокурор. Все люди болеют, все заболели. Эта болезнь не спрашивает твою фамилию, не спрашивает твое имя, не спрашивает, где ты работаешь. Эта болезнь не отправляет там к бедным или к богатым. Все болеют, все заболели. Так что мы можем это выиграть только объединившись.
There's literally been no one like him in this division. Mauls, world-class fighters.
Before the fight, he talked too much.
Let's talk now.
Inside the cage, I smash his face, give him elbow.
Oh, Conor's getting lit up.
And try to make him talk, but he's just shut up.
Stop. Kisses. Stop. Hey, stop. Stop.
Hey! Let's go.
It's just business. His dominance. Let's be real, none of us would know who Khabib Nurmagomedov is if it weren't for his amazing ability to make people look like they don't belong on the same stages. This isn't me being shallow and materialistic. He unintentionally showed countless underprivileged kids how to change maybe even the world for the better. This is the way to get people to listen to what you say. Put your head down, get to work. When success gives your opening statements, attention will follow. For better or worse. There is a myriad of clips out there of Khabib's peers talking highly of him, and they all seemingly find a different trait to praise, in the octagon or out. This type of respect is reserved for the elite among the elite of any sport. I'll let you seek those clips out on your own time. This is Mobib time. Yep, that sounded as stupid as I thought it would sound. I just want to show you how comfortable this man was, while literally being physically threatened by world-class fighters. I believe this collection of clips highlights his dominance like no other.
Man, what a display of dominance by Khabib Nurmagomedov. We've never seen anybody do this to Michael Johnson before.
I want to become UFC lightweight champ and I want to retire undisputed and undefeated lightweight champion. This is my dream.
Michael should tap or he's going to break his arm. He's going to break his arm. Hit it's all over.
Oh my goodness. Listen to this guy right here.
What'd you tell him? I talk about, I tell him, hey, I have to fight for the title, you know this. I tell him I don't want to smash your face and I already beat you. Like, you have to give up. He keep fighting. Did he say?
Right now, would you see flawless victory after flawless victory? You could maybe make the argument that Khabib lost 2 rounds his entire career. Maybe the second round against Justin, or
first round rather.
Maybe first round rather against Justin, and maybe the third round with Conor.
That's right.
That's it.
Right.
And either one of those didn't get cut, didn't get dropped, didn't get hurt.
Right. To never get cut and to never get dropped, I don't think folks understand what that means.
Crazy.
In a sport filled with, it's not a scientific measurement per se, right? Who gets cut the most or something, but in a sport built on unpredictability, on violence. St. Pierre went to wrestling to get away from all of that in large part, and then to never experience that, it's like, it is shocking beyond description.
Shocking.
I don't know how to explain that to folks.
What was the reason, in your opinion, that he was doing so much BJJ and trying to finish the fight with a submission versus his normal ground and pound abuse? Was he just trying to get the fight over with without causing much damage and trying to punish Justin, do you think, in some weird way in his mind? Or do you think he was just trying to get the fight over with fast, and he's obviously really good on the ground and he took what he could? But from the first time he went to the ground in the first round and the second round, he went straight for submissions. Like, there was no normal ground and pound positional type stuff.
He really liked Justin, so he didn't want to do any ground and pound with the other guys. Yes,
his family's right there. And
normally, a lot of people go, well, he didn't finish him. Well, it's because he didn't want to. He wanted to punish him. That's what he does, you know.
He enjoys doing that.
I spoke to Khabib yesterday, and he told me when he was watching the interviews over the course of the week, right, he saw that Justin said he would never tap. Justin would never tap.
Wow.
Get into the mounted position, going to the armbar, going to the triangle. He
Wow.
said it was his father's favorite submission. So when he got there, he was going to do the armbar, but he had heard Justin all week saying he would never tap. And he didn't want to hurt him in front of his parents. So he went to the triangle and just kind of put him to sleep.
What? He's thinking about this in that moment?
He actually told me that, bro. He goes, I didn't want to hurt him in front of his parents. So I said, I'm going to go and put him in the triangle. And then if he goes to sleep, go to sleep, you wake up, you're fine. This is exactly what he told me. That's crazy, right? He did not want to hurt Justin in front of his parents.
That gives me goosebumps.
To be comfortable enough to think about this in the moment, you know, like, that's crazy. He didn't want to break his arm, because if Justin's not going to tap, you have to break it. And he didn't want to do that to him in front of his mom and dad. So
I say it and people don't fully understand. He is the only person that's never lost a sparring session. I never said rounds, I said session. Never in his life since I've known him has he lost a sparring session. He might lose a round here and there. Never lost a sparring session. Never been submitted. Never been close to being submitted in actual MMA sparring. Never. The only time I've seen him close to being submitted was one time with Kyle Crutchmer. Kyle Crutchmer, I was like so shocked. Dude, I was about to go grab my camera and go, oh, okay, I got him. I'm going to film him and get actually tapped out. And he got out of it. And I was like, how the effing hell did he do that? Then he was caught dead to right. Kyle Crutchmer was like, how the hell did you get out, man? I had you. It's like, no. He's a phenom. That's just the way it is, man.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Hey, first of all, I want to say, Alhamdulillah, God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this, they don't like this. Alhamdulillah.
Time to come clean. I was rooting for Khabib before I knew much about him. Like a lot of people, he's actually the reason I know anything about the UFC right now. A cool, calm, collected Muslim dude. Many people are afraid to say what they actually believe to be true because it might cost them some street cred. But I'd argue the confidence to actually be who you are and to get challenged wins in the long run. I'm not saying force anything down anyone's throat, but if being a Muslim is a huge part of your identity, why hide it? He's a proper practicing Muslim that looks at life through the lens of religion, and I love that about him. And yes, Mo is short for Muhammad.
All of God's prophets are right. You got to believe in all of them. So if a person follow Moses and live like Moses preached, if they follow Jesus, they follow Lot, any of the prophets. The religion is good, but the people do things in the name of the religion. A lot of Muslims do things they shouldn't do. A lot of Protestants, a lot of Buddhists, a lot of Hindus live like they shouldn't live. But the religion is right, but the people who follow religion ain't so right. So I choose to follow the Islamic path because I've never saw so much love. I never saw so many people hugging each other, kissing each other, praying 5 times a day. The women in the long garments, the way they would eat. You can go to any country and say, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. You got a home, you got a brother. I chose the Islamic path because it connected me.
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Хабиб, все, чего ты достиг, это достигнуто трудом и самоотдачей. Но все-таки ты веришь в удачу и высшие силы, которые тебе помогают?
Так, конечно. Но В первую очередь, я, конечно, как религиозный человек верю, что дающий и забирающий это только одним Всевышним. Если он захочет, это может случиться, если нет, то не случится. Только от воли Всевышнего наша жизнь зависит. Все, кто мы здесь живем, я не знаю, там через год, может быть, из нас половина не будет, может, там, человек 10, если будет. Мы не знаем, как наша жизнь повернется. Только Всевышний. Я в этом плане, у меня убежденность на все 100%, что не за то, что я там дисциплинированный, там, человек, который любит работу, или там, как человек, который тренируется, верен своему делу. Нет, это не из-за этого я там стал чемпионом или еще что-то. Это только дал Всевышний. Даже лист не падает. Любой лист, даже сколько листов в нашем мире. Даже лист, ни один лист не падает, кроме как по воле Всевышнего. И в этом у меня убежденность. И то, что не стало отца, это тоже было предопределение Всевышнего. И в этом плане мне очень сильно помогает религия находить себя, как-то направляться по жизни. Когда человек просто едет куда-то, не знает куда, без навигатора в нашей жизни. Просто даже вот сюда приехать, да, мне нужен был навигатор. Я по навигатору приехал. Вот этот навигатор для меня по жизни это вера во Всевышнего. Так что я полностью уповаю на него и знаю, что только Всевышний дает точно так же, как он мне дал, он может и забрать. Вот был у меня отец, нету его. Все по воле Всевышнего. Так что в этом плане мне очень сильно помогает моя вера.
Alhamdulillah. First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. God give me everything. Thank you for these guys with me and with my father more than 20 years.
His father is so dear to him. His religion is everything to him. Look, listen, you guys, after the fight was over, we go to Ali's house. He says, Coach, please excuse me. I have to go upstairs and pray. Hey, you just won the biggest fight of your freaking career, and you're telling us, can you please excuse him? He has to go out and pray. You tell me that man's not into his religion and into God. You tell me that. Who in their right mind does that you know of? No one, but he does.
Ты прошел путь от сельского пацана до титула чемпиона мира. Для одного из величайших бойцов истории ММА. И все же считаешь ли ты, что все эти достижения тебя на втором плане? Для тебя гораздо важнее духовные победы на старте мира. Это от тебя вопрос? Да, лучше вопрос. Ну, конечно, как сегодня я являюсь чемпионом, но завтра придет другой. Ничего вечного нет. Всевышний просто создал всех людей, они все ограничены. Даже посмотрите, наше зрение, оно ограничено, наш слух, оно ограничено, наша сила, она тоже ограничена. Что-то мы можем, что-то мы не можем. Потому что Всевышний все, что есть на земле, он создал ограничено. И, конечно, я тоже, у меня тоже есть ограничения. В этом плане я абсолютно убежден, что все время то, что я являюсь чемпионом, просто то, что я живу, это тоже ограничено. Так что я к этому отношусь абсолютно спокойно. Сегодня чемпион, завтра я могу им не быть. Конечно же, духовные ценности, они мне намного сильнее, намного ближе, намного важнее. И я считаю, что нужно на все смотреть, как на испытания, которые Всевышний передал, и, так скажем, не споткнуться. И не споткнуться тоже это очень тяжелая вещь, потому что ошибки мы все совершаем, без этого вообще никак. Если посмотреть на мою позицию, так скажем, да, у меня чуть-чуть, например, ты можешь, мы вдвоем можем одну и ту же ошибку совершить, но на тебя ничего не будет говорить. А у меня будет. Так что это у нас чуть-чуть статус, так скажем, среди людей, в глазах людей разный, но по жизни мы одинаковые, так скажем. И скорее, так скажем, я Пакистан, не имеет значения, откуда ты, что ты, мы видим, что ты достойный человек. И если ты можешь приносить пользу, если ты не можешь приносить пользу, то ты не приносить. Поэтому это тоже польза. Так что духовные ценности для меня намного важнее, чем быть чемпионом и там еще там какие-то статусы.
There can be only one king of the jungle.
Listen, everybody knows English isn't Khabib's native tongue.
Why? You don't like my English? What happened? Hey, what happened? You don't like my English?
But there's no denying this man has some of the best one-liners out there. So many classics.
I want to change his face.
Tomorrow night, I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy.
I know my father gonna smash when I go home because I know he's gonna smash.
Hey, I have to bring sunglasses. In street fight, I can. You understand? No, who are you? You never fight in. You American guy. In American, you cannot fight in street.
There we go.
I am from real mountain. I can eat you in street
Here we
fight.
Go.
I've already talked about his confidence to just be who he is and not worry about what other people might think. I'd argue that's the most important manifestation of his confidence, but I have to show you these clips highlighting the trust he has in the countless hours he's poured into his craft. it just boosts the charisma and likableness to a whole other level because it's so cool. He's so cool. Unwarranted confidence can be a dangerous thing. But this man just knows exactly what he's capable of doing. And he will eat you in street fight.
Dana, what time is it? What time is it, Dana? Please tell these guys.
It's Tony time.
Nobody talk about Tony time. All world talk about Khabib time. I wanna stay humble, but I have to talk because your guys talk too much. And you know what interesting? I understand how crazy power UFC PR machine. Your guy, beginning of the year, he tap like chicken. End of the year, he fight for the title. Crazy. I wanna fight for your chicken because this is #1 easy fight in lightweight division. First of all, I wanna say Alhamdulillah, God give me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this, they don't like this. Alhamdulillah. We're all family. Around me is very good, humble people, and everybody push me, teach me, you know. Even now, I still teach, learning, you know. 100 year living, 100 year you have to learn, you know. Like George James St. Pierre say one time, even you black belt, you have to stay in your mind white belt.
Stark contrast from the previous point because there is in fact a time and a place for everything. The amount of love and respect this man dishes out to elders, random kids, opponents he just ran through 30 seconds ago. It's as if his ego is incapable of inflating. He literally fears changing and always wants to stay that same old Khabib growing up in his village in Dagestan. I mean, I obviously don't know him personally, but if someone is articulating this concern and is keeping their close people close, it's safe to say there's not a great chance of them changing for the worse. And he seems to be doing an impeccable job from my perspective.
You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow, and you have to stay loyal all the time with your team, with your coaches, with everybody who close with you. You know, sometimes like when you win belt, with belt coming like a lot of attention, a lot of money, like crazy stuff. A lot of crazy stuff, and I don't want this belt change me, you know. I'm a little bit worried about this belt because sometimes you think, oh, now like you're UFC champion, like a lot of stuff, but I'm a little bit scared about this. I don't want to change. I want to be same Khabib, like before belt and after belt, and this is not about me, this is about all people around me. Sometimes I miss my young age, you know, when I was young. Same city, same friends, same place, nothing changed. Only one thing changed. I become UFC lightweight champion, and that's it. Everything is same.
Khabib is an extremely humble individual. Personality-wise, he's actually not built to be a superstar in that sense because he's such a humble, modest man. If he were more outlandish, a little bit more cocky and bravado, which his fighting ability, he's the best fighter in the world. If it backed up a little bit more, he would have 5 times as many followers. So if anything, his humility and how humble he is, as far as a marketing standpoint, kind of hurts him. I mean, you know, and I don't ever want Khabib to change. I think it's a fresh, a breath of fresh air in our culture to not, you know, look, man, we're now living in the, you know, everybody wants to be Instagram famous. Everybody wants to do reality TV shows. There's all this, all these superstars with no substance, you know? I mean, how many times you see someone famous and you're like, what do they do? Famous for the sake of being famous. And Khabib is the exact opposite. He's famous because he's a man of great quality, great representative of his religion, of his people in Dagestan, and of the culture of MMA. I couldn't ask a better person to represent.
How do you feel, sir?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Honestly, I don't know why I have so much everything in my life. Like, I don't know, maybe, like, I want to say thank you so much, God, first of all. then I have father here. My father. I want to say thank you for my father. Like everything what I have, like I have because of my team, my father, my sparring partners, brothers.
Here it is. 9 words that literally changed my outlook on life and success, or at least evolved it. What's funny is this part was gonna be the whole video, but as you can see, my admiration needs a tad more than the initial 5-minute video I was envisioning. What do you mean you don't know why you have so much? You weren't born into it. You made it. This is somewhat of a continuation of his humility and how he's internalized his religion, but this definitely does deserve to be highlighted separately. It's rare to see this man take credit for any of his accomplishments. He's constantly dishing out compliments and constantly reminding us and himself that he wouldn't be where he was today without God or his father or his family or his friends or his coaches or... Here's why I like that one-liner so much. But I'll warn you, this might come off like I'm flexing or something. I assure you, I'm not. This was just a criticism that I had of myself at the time internally. A couple years ago, I realized I never earned anything I had. I mean, don't get me wrong. I never stole anything from anyone. But like, I never really sacrificed much for the great life I'm really happy with. You know? I'm not getting all preachy with white privilege or anything, if that's where you thought I was going. I mean, Khabib is literally Caucasian, and I don't see many people envying the conditions he grew up in. I'm talking, I've never known true hunger or fear for tomorrow, ever. I have 2 amazing parents, always there for everything. I got into medical school, but a lot of people worked way harder than I did and didn't get the grades I got. I'm basically always happy because I was blessed with the ability to keep things in perspective and the ability to not care too much about what I can't control. And character traits that I'm really proud of, like honesty, were just things that were taught to me. So I adopted the mantra, earned, not given. I wanted to work hard and be proud of something tangible that didn't just come in the flow of things. Made a phone background and everything. It was a good train of thought, and it did help me to work harder, albeit not as hard as I envisioned. Turns out breaking out of lazy habits aren't as easy as I thought.
What are your initial thoughts right now?
Next is Coca-Cola with ice and some steaks with burgers, you know. It's like, I'm very hungry.
After I heard Khabib's Octagon interview after the Poirier fight though, I realized that I started out pretty well, but I ended at a conclusion that was completely wrong. I'm never gonna earn anything in my life if we're gonna go off that definition. Even if I suffer and I sacrifice and I endure 1,000 sleepless nights, I'm still very much a product of my environment. None of us would be anywhere if it weren't for the influential people in our lives. And if you're a religious person, you probably believe that you couldn't be influenced if God didn't plan it that way. Nowadays, earned not given just seems defensive to me, like I'm resisting giving credit to people who deserve it. Khabib did that. He got me over the hump. He gives credit to anyone and everyone who deserves it, even in a field as individualized as his. This man's workouts are described as the most meticulous, thorough ways you can train for fights. And he can't comprehend why he has all he has. What the hell have I done?
I look forward to seeing you.
Halloween spooky dead cornfields. I already assumed he would be an honest person because he's such a devout Muslim, and there are only a few exceptions to when you can lie in Islam. But this next clip solidified it for me.
If you're a champion, what are you talking about? About stylistic or different opponents? Right now, if the UFC give me somebody I can fight. Right now, give me 30-minute rest, little bit drink water, you know, think about like, call my father, talk with him a little bit about what I make mistake. I think work too hard about my jab, you know, and give me 30 minutes and I can fight with anybody. Tony or Conor, doesn't matter. Maybe DC, doesn't matter.
What does that clip have to do with anything, you're probably wondering? But no joke, before I even heard any of the testimonials of the ones close to him, this clip was what showed me that he was a very, very trustworthy person. How? Because I saw myself in him. I hate lying, and if something I said is basically true, but got stuck at 90% truthfulness because it wasn't worded too well, this is exactly what I would have done, and it's raining. Clarify that by right now, I actually mean in about 30 minutes. Like, dude, no one's gonna give you a fight right now. It's not important. How untruthful can a person be if they aren't even willing to let that slide? The answer is very. Look at him lie to this child's face right here.
6 years old.
Who are you?
I don't know.
like this guy. You don't know me,
brother.
This guy my team, brother.
Leonin.
This guy my team. He asked me, what's your name? Okay, nice to meet you. My name is Conor McGregor.
Yeah, tell him, why would you say
that? I don't know how important this is to the general public, but to me, 100% honesty is imperative if I'm going to be close to anyone. And it's easy to trust someone as a role model when it's easy to trust them.
You know, he's never been somebody that said something and not meant it.
He's never lied to me, right? Maybe he has, messed around. We've had fun. We've played jokes. We've done a lot of things. But the one thing he doesn't do is lie.
Favorite fighter now?
Khabib.
Okay, so Khabib's your favorite
Khabib, man.
Why?
Because not only he kicks ass, he's honorable. He doesn't talk shit unless he means it. Like, that's not talking shit. If you're talking shit about someone and you really mean it, it's not like you're shit talking. You're just telling how you feel about the person. And he's honorable. He's like one of those a martial artist fighting in this entertainment MMA today. I like that.
Ну, были моменты, когда мы, какого быть чемпионом, я это связываю вопрос. Нас 14 человек, мы, ребята, жили в турецком колледже там. У 7 не было родителей. Там то ли мать, то ли отца. Эти мои были родственники. Еще у 2 родители жили раздельно. Только 4 из 14 эти дети росли у отца и матери. Были моменты, когда открываешь холодильник, а там курдюк, лимон и пару вещей. И Хабиб больше всех шумел. Отец говорит, пора продуктами запасаться, ездить там в селение к родителям. Мне приходилось ездить туда, брать продукты, приглашать там повара, готовить, все время следить за учебой в университете, кому-то в училище, кому-то здесь в финансовом колледже. И я вот учился за 5, мне кажется, бегал за 6, но они сейчас, 6 из них приходят в зал и борются за $12 миллионов за год. А какого быть чемпионом? Они зарабатывают эти деньги сейчас. Они делают дороги, детские сады, открывают спортзалы, помогают бедным здесь и в Африке. Ну какого быть теперь? Сами тоже оцените. Это только труд и учеба. И больше ничего нам ничего не дало. Только учеба и труд. Вам советую того же.
Not much to say about this one. Khabib and his father have repeatedly outed the formula to success. Don't be lazy, get to work.
Some people say, hey, I'm tired, today is Sunday, today is rest day. Only hard work, We have only one way, hard work.
Детей после выполнения технических действий нужно хвалить. Это называется метод поощрения. Или молодец, или отлично, ты лучший и так далее. Эти моменты должны на тренировке присутствовать. Успех не бывает просто так. В него вкладывают душу, деньги, здоровье и мысли.
The one thing he said, like 6 days out before the event, he said, Coach, he goes, my toe may be broken, but my mind is not.
It almost looked like he was hurt there. I've not noticed that before. As he falls back, it's not. He did have a broken foot, didn't he? Maybe that's what we're saying. That is the foot that's taped. Maybe it was caught in the fence. So I'm guessing that it's the left foot of Khabib that's broken. Watch this foot. Watch this foot as this progresses. Because he picks it up and he puts his toes down, but his toes get caught in the fence. And we get a reaction from Khabib. But I mean, again, he responds perfectly to it.
If you're eagle and you're hungry, this is very dangerous eagle. If eagle and he is like too much eating, he wanna sleep, enjoy. But when you're hungry, you have to hunt. Only one thing make you lazy, when your stomach is full. But my stomach is not full, that's why I have to fly, first of all, and then hunt.
Это вот то, что вот лень, она такое самое опасное. Когда человек ленится и ничего не хочет делать, главное, чтобы человек работал, было желание, не ленился.
footage of a 7-year-old Khabib Nurmagomedov wrestling a bear. And this is no joke. That's how he grew up. He grew up wrestling bears. He's unbelievable. In my opinion, he's the most dominant force in the history of the sport.
You know, I was just wearing my Khabib shirt, and the reason why I have that Khabib shirt, and that's the only other fighter shirt that I have even, it's because I just I look up to Khabib for the honor he carries. You know, he's a very honorable man. He respect his father and respect his religion and just so many things, you know, Ramadan and all this stuff. But he is a true classy champion, and in my opinion, the greatest of all time currently. You know, some people will argue it's John Jones, but without a doubt for me, it's Khabib, his undefeated record, and the class that he brings as a human being.
He keeps his people in such high regard. He's so close with them and relies on them to keep him in check. This is probably why I love watching his vlogs, even though I'm not much of a vlog guy. It's so great to see those close relationships and ties. And it's raining again.
This is everybody is not like, I don't know these guys like 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. I know these guys more than 15 years, you know. We stay together like since when I beginning my amateur career, where everybody began with my father, and you know, it's like my brothers, my friends, like brothers, my uncle here. Like everybody's here, and it's very good energy. Everybody work out, everybody have fights, you know. We keep training, we keep competition, you know. We love this, and always very good energy like this. I don't want to be alone. I don't like this. I'm a little bit scared about this, you know. Be alone like, because like when you're living, you need someone with you always. If you make mistake, they have to say, hey, you make mistake. You have to become, you have to go different way, you know. It's like, we're everybody human and everybody make mistake. That's why Allah say, hey, you guys have to be always together. It's like Jama'ah, you know, it's very important. This is not like friendship, this is about family.
First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. Without God, we cannot do nothing. Everything is nothing, you know. Number one, believe on your one God. And I'm very sad about, I'm all my team here without my father. This everything because of my father. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much, Father.
Если у вас есть родители, будьте рядом с ними, все. У меня один остался родитель, это моя мама. Я хотел бы побольше времени ее уделить.
Shadows approaching me. Until those I left behind, I want for you to know.
I'd be remiss if I wasn't more specific about his parents here. I'd say if there were 3 messages he delivered the most, people needing to realize their parents' worth is one of them, alongside messages about his hard work and his religion. Anybody who pays respect to their parents has automatically got mine. It's just such an obvious positive for me. I was instantly a Gaethje fan after listening to him talk about his parents once. Like, how people can hate on Kevin Durant is beyond me. If I listened to his MVP speech 5 times, that's how many times my vision got blurred because my lacrimal ducts couldn't help themselves. Sorry, editing Mo. Go through that once again and get a clip for me, please. Thanks.
We wasn't supposed to be here. You made us believe. You kept us off the street, put clothes on our backs, food on the table. When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
Yeah, it got me again. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen the BT Sports short animation about Khabib and his father Abdulmanap, do yourself a favor and do. It's awesome.
А как она вас родила, такого хорошего дядю?
Мамы же, они у нас у всех хорошие. Это человек, это самое дорогое, что у нас есть в этой жизни. Но главное, чтобы это отец не увидел, но мама, она на первом месте.
I know you're great, man. I know how you take care of your close people. I know a lot of things about you. Be close with your parents because one day it's gonna happen something because you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You never know.
Respect your parents. Be your parents very close. This is very important. Parents, everything. You know, your mother, your father. And that's it. And everything in your life is gonna be good. If you're gonna listen to your parents, mother, father, you know, be very close with them, you know. And that's it. I think other things, everything is come, you know, because your parents gonna teach you what you have to do. But you know, when you're 15, 16 or 17 years old, you think you know everything, you know. You feel a little bit power, you forget about when you was 2 years old or 1.5 years old, you forget about everything. Now you big guy, 16 years old, okay, and you feel power, everything, and you sometimes you don't respect your parents. You have to remember everything. When you grow up, how they support you, how they give you life, you know. This is very important. Be your parents close and that's it.
The judges score the contest 50-44, 50-43, and 50-43 for the winner by unanimous decision and new undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov!
Who doesn't love sportsmanship? I think it's safe to say the vast majority of Khabib fans that weren't Justin Gaethje fans before the fight are now. The way people like Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson operate is just weird to me. Khabib shows great respect to his opponents and is always talking about how that's what MMA and combat sports is all about.
First of all, I just want to ask you what you're feeling right now.
The fight, that title shot. Yeah, but this is. Yeah, I mean you got me. I'll see you again real soon.
Thank you so much.
And we get that title.
Obviously, a lot of respect there for Michael Johnson. What did you think about him as an opponent tonight?
I give respect for all my opponents. It doesn't matter. It's like Dos Anjos, Michael, or I give everybody respect. This is just sport. I want to say thank you for my opponent and his team. Yaquinta is a real Brooklyn gangster. This is not about chicken. Yaquinta is real gangster.
Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov!
Why I wear this t-shirt? I know Dustin do a lot of charity stuff. Guys, make sure I'm gonna sell this t-shirt. All this money I'm gonna send Dustin Poirier. This is what I want. Thank you so much, Justin. 2016, I remember when I cut weight, you helped me a lot. Thank you, brother. This is fight without cage. I know you're great, man. I know how you take care of your close people.
Сели, вот так, чтобы... Но мы не лишены понимания, что молодые, талантливые растут и меняют позицию и ситуацию.
Это была основной целью отца — развивать детский и юношеский спорт. Я даже понял, очень много раз говорил, повторялся, что у него в жизни все, он сейчас хочет принести больше пользы.
It's just so great to see. He has genuine love for the next generation.
Amerika tabii. Selamun aleyküm Amerika.
Можно ее поднять на сцену?
Я тебя люблю.
Больше ничего и не нужно услышать.
Абдурахман, ассаламу алейкум, брат. Как твои дела, братчика? Как ты? Пусть Аллах тебе поможет, брат, во всем. Держись, не сдавайся. Ты молодец. Иншаллах, один день увидимся. Вот и сам тоже хочет тебе салам передать.
Абдурахман, ассаламу алейкум.
Я думаю, к этому времени деньги для нас не будут иметь значения. Я считаю, вот этот мир через окно, где я родился, эта история меня будет устраивать. Я знаю, что я смертный, все отхватить денег не смогу, но то, что сделал я историю для своей малой родины и России, и во всем мире для смешанного единоборства, я считаю, я сполна отдал себя. И мои воспитанники показали это. Я не буду об этом сожалеть. Ничего вечного нет.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He isn't in it for the riches. He's content with whatever he has at any given moment. Now, a lot of this is because of his religious beliefs, but there are millions of practicing Muslims out there without the sound mind of Khabib. Just listen to him yourself and try to find something that could rock his mind of steel.
Why I want to be free? Because I'm eager. I want to fly, just fly, fly. When my time comes, I'm gonna die, you know. But before my time comes, I want to be fly, you know. I want to be free. I want to do whatever I want, you know. I want to spend time with my family, friends, with my people, you know. I want to living in my village. Because even if you have all world, you're going to die. Everything is going to be finished one day. And couple people going to come to grave, put you inside the and finish, you know. And for life, I don't need like too much, you know. Even if you're billionaire, you never eat more than one bread in one day, you know.
Obviously, me myself, I would have liked to have seen him go 30-0 like his father wished, but you know, he loves his mother so much and his family that he decided that no, it's time. And financially, he's set, so he's not a greedy man. And you guys know as well as I know that if he hung out one more fight, it would have been a monster payday. But obviously, you know, family means more to him than money, and you know, and everything he does. I mean, that's why people love him so much. That's why, you know, the Middle East has gotten so huge in popularity of MMA. It's all solely because of Khabib, number one. I mean, there's other factors, of course, but he's the number one reason.
And he's the living embodiment of the poem A Father to His Son by Carl Sandburg, which I thought was pretty awesome. I won't make another appearance for the rest of this video. Subscribe or rewind so you get to see this awesome mug again. Enjoy. A father sees his son nearing manhood. What shall he tell that son? Life is hard, be steel, be a rock. And this might stand him for the storms and serve him for humdrum monotony and guide him among sudden betrayals and tighten him for slack moments. Life is a soft loam, be gentle, go easy. And this too might serve him. Brutes have been gentled where lashes failed. The growth of a frail flower in a path up has sometimes shattered and split a rock. A tough will counts, so does desire, so does a rich, soft wanting. Without rich wanting, nothing arrives. Tell him too much money has killed men and left them dead years before burial. The quest of lucre beyond a few easy needs has twisted good enough men, sometimes into dry, thwarted worms. Tell him time as a stuff can be wasted. Tell him to be a fool every so often, and to have no shame over having been a fool. Yet learning something out of every folly, hoping to repeat none of the cheap follies. Thus arriving at intimate understanding of a world numbering many fools. Tell him to be alone often and get at himself, and above all tell himself no lies about himself. Tell him solitude is creative, if he is strong, and the final decisions are made in silent rooms. Tell him to be different from other people, if it comes natural and easy, being different. Let him have lazy days seeking his deeper motives. Let him seek deep for where he is born natural. Then he may understand Shakespeare and the Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, Michael Faraday, and free imaginations, bringing changes into a world resenting change. He will be lonely enough to have time for the work he knows as his own.
Everything is good. Boom. Now time to sleep, brother. Boom. You wanna sleep? Wow.